Have you ever wondered why some marriages flourish on honesty and love, while others seem trapped in a web of lies and secrets? It's a perplexing phenomenon that many of us notice but few openly discuss. How often do people say one thing yet do the exact opposite? Today we're going deep past the surface to unveil the intricacies of marital relationships that often go unspoken. Why should you stick around until the end? Because we're diving into the unfiltered reality of marriage and exploring why some married women behave in ways that are, to put it mildly, unexpected and surprisingly accessible. Ready? Let's explore. In a perfect world, a married woman would resemble a fortress, majestic, unattainable, and impregnable. She took vows, signed papers, and committed to being there for her spouse through both joy and sorrow, illness and health. Yet the reality of marriage rarely mirrors Cinderella stories filled with princesses and gallant knights. If a married woman suddenly shows interest in another man, it's crucial to recognize that this is not a mere coincidence. Before marriage, she plays by a different set of rules. She's poised, she elevates her own value, and she often conveys that access to her is the ultimate prize. Why? Because she seeks a reliable partner, someone who will fight for her attention and affection. But once the wedding bells toll, she feels she has already won. The ring shines on her finger, her marital documents are sealed, and her attentive husband waits patiently at home. So why maintain the facade of being unattainable? With her conquest achieved, she no longer feels the need to prove herself. Instead, she begins to seek something deeper, freedom, even if just for a fleeting moment. Picture this: a man notices a wedding ring gracing a woman's finger. He knows she is bound by the sacred vows of marriage. Sometimes she even warns him up front, "I'm married," as if that should act as a stop sign. But when the man remains unfazed, a different game begins to unfold. She finds herself yearning for a break from the mundane routine of married life. She craves excitement and adventure. Meanwhile, her husband remains blissfully unaware. What does the man do in response? He agrees to her terms, and both find themselves getting what they want, if only momentarily. A revealing survey of 500 men indicated that over 60% admitted to having at least one affair with a married woman. Interestingly, 40% of them acknowledged that the initiative often originated from the woman herself. This brings to light a powerful truth. In this intricate dance, men aren't always the hunters. However, the plot thickens when emotions start to surface. When a man develops feelings for a married woman, the stakes rise significantly. It's akin to signing up for an emotional roller coaster ride with no exit in sight. Here's the catch. The more he becomes emotionally invested, the higher his expectations grow. Conversely, the married woman is often unprepared for the weight of this newfound responsibility. She doesn't want commitment, heavy emotions, or drama. She yearns for brief moments of exhilaration. If the man begins to demand more from her, he risks becoming a nuisance she'll quickly discard. Moreover, these women often feel a sense of security within their marriage. They know their husbands provide financial stability, a roof over their heads, and a buffer against life's uncertainties. This security practically emboldens them to take risks without fear of consequences. Their mindset shifts to one of enjoying casual flings. After all, unlike single women, they feel they have little to lose. The world is filled with real-life examples. Scandals involving celebrities, politicians, and high-profile business figures whose marriages fell apart due to seemingly harmless affairs. Interestingly, the one deemed responsible often isn't the person we initially suspect. So what should a man do in this precarious landscape? 1. Accept reality. Understand that these relationships rarely culminate in happily ever after. You might find yourself just a temporary chapter in her life story. 2. Don't try to change her. If her goal is fun and adventure, she won't magically transform into a dedicated partner. The moment things become complicated, she's likely to walk away. 3. Don't fall for illusions. If you choose to engage in this game, be prepared for the possibility of being shown the door. These liaisons often come with emotional and at times physical risks. When a marriage is fraught with conflict, chores, and monotonous routines, the urge to seek excitement heightens. Throw in girls' nights out and bar hopping, and the chance of an affair skyrockets up to 90%. A dissatisfied woman is often seeking to fill an emotional void, and if an opportunity arises, she may seize it with both hands. If her home life is steady, she may view her actions as innocent thrill-seeking, a simple desire for change. Interestingly, many women dream of marrying a wealthy man for the comforts he can provide. Yet paradoxically, these very men can sometimes become too accommodating, sacrificing their self-respect in the pursuit of their partner's happiness. The fallout? The woman often loses respect for him. The more he tries to win her over, the less intriguing he appears to her. Before long, she starts taking his kindness for granted and seeks excitement elsewhere. The irony is often profound. He may remain oblivious, unaware that his marriage is quietly unraveling. Many women view infidelity not as betrayal, but as a means of enriching their lives. They rationalize that since their home, children, and husbands remain intact, their actions are harmless. Here's the rub. If a woman lacks respect for her husband and witnesses him tolerating her escapades, it only emboldens her further. Post-wedding, these women don't grow more devoted. They may actually become more reckless. It's comparable to a decaying house. Above it may seem sturdy and sound, but inside there may lie rot. One strong gust of wind could lead to a catastrophic collapse. Visualize the husband as a tightrope walker teetering over a dark abyss. He invests his heart, finances, and time into the family while his wife shakes the rope beneath him. The harder she shakes, the greater his risk of falling. Why subject yourself to this precarious dance? History is replete with celebrities and politicians who sacrificed their families for fleeting romances, while countless women feeling invincible pushed the boundaries of acceptable behavior until they lost everything. Remember, without respect, loyalty is a mere illusion. Hoping that things will magically correct themselves is wishful thinking. Loyalty and trust are not automatic just because you've exchanged vows. They require daily effort. When this effort is absent, relationships devolve into mere facades where partners live like strangers until it's too late. Married women attract men because they appear simpler. There's no need for elaborate gestures. They often seek results, not romance. Men who prefer to avoid serious relationships are quick to lean into this dynamic. But the downside? If a man begins to perceive their affair as something deeper, he finds himself ensnared. These flings typically lack mutual commitment. She enjoys the thrill while he relishes the easy companionship. But the moment feelings invade this arrangement, the balance shifts dramatically. Men often idealize these relationships, picturing a future with her as a lifelong partner. However, she doesn't want a new husband. She already has one. When the pressure mounts, she'll ultimately choose her marriage, leaving the man heartbroken and grappling with his choices. Let's clarify a crucial point. If respect is absent from the get-go, seldom will it appear later. Marriage doesn't fundamentally change people. It amplifies their inherent traits. A woman who didn't respect her partner before the vows are exchanged is unlikely to start doing so afterward. For some, cheating is a sign of weakness. For others, it embodies a lifestyle choice. Clinging to the hope that someone will change is an exercise in self-deception. To men, stop turning a blind eye to red flags. Cultivate your own self-respect and you'll naturally command respect from others. To women, take a hard look in the mirror. What do you truly want? Are you prepared to make compromises, or are you chasing fleeting thrills? Life is a rough draft filled with room for errors to be corrected. Every action carries consequences. Think deliberately before committing to situations that could erupt in chaos. Now it's your turn. Do you resonate with this perspective? We'd love to hear your thoughts below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. The larger our community, the deeper we can dive into these thought-provoking topics. Take care, friends. Until next time.